In the previous video, we used a numerical example to demonstrate the marginal analysis, okay? Specifically for GM hiring decision, how they should decide how many workers they should hire, okay, to maximize their profit, right? In the book, I believe it's on the page number 6 and number 7, Greg Mankiw, the book author, gives us another interesting example about marginal analysis. The example says the flight between two cities costs $100,000. Okay, and suppose the flight has 200 seats, okay, passenger seats. That means the cost per seat is $500. Okay, so that's the average cost. Suppose that the last minute before the flight takes off, a passenger comes to the airline's counter and said that, here I get $300 in my pocket. May I get a ticket? Okay. If there are some empty seats on the plane, should the airline sell the ticket the last minute? Okay. The common sense would say no, because the average cost is $500 and you only offer $300, which is below the average. So we cannot cover our cost. We're not supposed to sell that to you, right? However, if you think at the margin, that means you should put aside the average cost. You should just think about, at this moment, looking forward, what's going to happen. Okay, so if you sell the ticket at this moment, your revenue will increase by $300, okay, offered by that passenger. Your extra cost would just be probably a few bucks, right? Because you have to serve an extra cup of Coke or drink, okay, a bag of peanuts, and a little bit more fuel cost. Okay, so your additional cost by taking this passenger is probably just a few bucks, but your revenue is going to be $300. So your profit is going to increase by more than $200. In other words, if you do the marginal analysis, you should sell the ticket, even the price offered is way below the average. Okay. The interesting thing is you can think about, these kind of the standby tickets. Have you ever bought standby tickets? Okay. If you did, I guess some of us did, right? Like when our original flights are canceled or something unexpected to happen, we have to change our flights, then we have to buy the standby tickets, right? Oftentimes, you would find that standby tickets the price is way above the average or the regular ones, okay? Why? Or sometimes, when you take the flights, you look back towards the end of the flight, the plan, you would find several or sometimes many empty seats. But you never saw the airlines trying to sell these empty seats. Like we did not see they put up a commercial on TV, online, saying that, here from Birmingham to New York City, on July 15th, we still have some empty seats. So you guys can bid, right? Like what we do on eBay, or you can just make an offer, They never do that. Why? Again, please pause the video and think about why these airlines are not offering standby tickets, which is cheaper than the regular ones. The answer is they know if they offer the cheaper, more affordable standby tickets, it kind of encourage people, the passengers, to wait, okay, and tell them that, do not purchase ahead of time. Just wait till the last minute, pack yourself, go to the airport and make an offer and see if it works. Okay. Now, this way may not work for business people because they have to travel on a certain date or time, but it works for like the households just flying for a vacation, right? So the casual passengers, in other words. Okay. And this tells us the fourth principle we're going to introduce in this chapter. Okay. It's called people respond to incentives. Okay. In other words, you could do the marginal analysis as an airline and offer the standby tickets, right? But when you do that, it's kind of the policy you put out there, and you would find that the other side of the market is going to respond to your new policy. Okay, they find that you're offering the cheaper standby tickets. They're going to change their behaviors. They're going to change their decisions. And no airlines would like to see that. They always want people to purchase ahead of time, right? So this principle, we're not going to give you more numerical examples, okay? But we still want to talk about it because it's super important later this semester when we talk about public policies. Okay, as a policy decision maker, oftentimes we find that they make the decision on the basis of the current situation. Okay, they forgot that if they come up with a new policy, people on the market will change their behaviors accordingly. Okay, so keep this in your mind. People respond to incentives. All right. Now, as I said before, we're not gonna spend time talking about each and every principle in this chapter. We got 10 here, right? But we only talk about 4 of them. So for other principles, I would like to leave them for you guys to check out after class or whenever it works for you. Okay, and some of them we will definitely come back and revisit later this semester. Okay, so here we pretty much wrap up our discussion about chapter 1. Okay, again, several things are quite important. Number 1, scarcity. Okay, especially the difference between scarcity and poverty. Okay, and remember, scarcity focuses upon the resources, not final goods or services. Number 2, rational decision. Okay, what do we mean by that? And we also said that it varies across people. There's no one size that fits all. Okay. The third thing is opportunity cost. Okay, this is very, very important because when you see me doing that on this video, you may find it straightforward, but later, again, on the problem set, on the worksheet, even on the quizzes or test, when I give you a different scenario, real-world situation, you may find it could be challenging. Okay. Number 4 is the marginal analysis. Okay, we'll give you a short and simple numerical example. Okay. All right. So that's it for chapter 1.